Good evening, brothers and sisters, YouTubers. From now the end begins. A confused Hillary in Orlando asks her followers why she isn't beating Donald Trump by 50 points. In 2008, Hillary was rejected by her own party for the nomination. In 2016, she won the nomination but has been and will be rejected by the vast majority of the American people. Hillary and her team only have one option left, and everyone knows it: the Clinton Deadpool. The only way she can win is more people is to have to start spontaneously committing suicide and receiving bullet wounds while out jogging and riding their bikes. She is one lost woman. But here's what Hillary Clinton looked 8 years ago. A vibrant, great-looking, 60, I think she's 70 now, approximately. So she was like 62 here. Now she's 70 years old, and looks like she aged 25 years. In fact, it's hard to recognize her. Do you notice that? She's looking like she's 79 to 82 years old now. Here, she looks like she's, almost younger than I look. She looks like she's 60, 59, 57. But here, she looks like she's 85 years old in 8 years. And that's what happens when you have Parkinson's disease. You know, they say, professionals say that you can tell age in a person by their neck. My neck doesn't look too good, but look at Hillary Clinton's right here. Hillary Clinton asked why she isn't beating Donald Trump by 50 points. Boy, is she lost or what? Poor, confused Hillary. America had a revolution over the last year, and no one took the time to explain it to her, while she alternatively spending time in her daughter's phony apartment home health center and raising millions in the Hamptons. America's cast an early vote for freedom and personal liberty. We also voted against globalism and the New World Order elites, of which she is a found member. In 2008, Hillary was rejected by her own party for the nomination. In 2016, she won the nomination, but has been and will be rejected by the vast majority of the American people. Hillary and her team only have one option left, and everyone knows it: the Clinton Deadpool. And for those who don't know what the Clinton Deadpool is, here it is. Clinton Deadpool. The following deaths are all, at the very least, extremely suspicious. Hillary for prison, 2016. James McDougal, Clinton's convicted Whitewater partner, died of an apparent heart attack while in solitary confinement. He was a key witness in Ken Starr's investigation. You'll see all these key witnesses exposing the global elites of the Clinton Foundation, Hillary and Bill, and you'll see that all of a sudden they just died for either suicide or heart attack. Mary Mahoney, a former White House intern, was murdered July 1997 at Starbucks coffee shop in Georgetown. The murder happened just after she was to go public with her story of sexual harassment in the White House. Vince Foster, former White House counselor and colleague of Hillary Clinton at Little Rock's Rose Law Firm, died of a gunshot wound to the head, ruled a suicide. Now, used to be best friends of the Clintons, but that kind of turned sour. Ron Brown, Secretary of Commerce and former DNC chairman, reported to have died by impact in a plane crash. A pathologist close to the investigation reported that there was a hole in the top of Brown's skull resembling a gunshot wound. At the time of his death, Brown was being investigated and spoke publicly of his willingness to cut a deal with prosecutors. The rest of the people on the plane also died. A few days later, the air traffic controller committed suicide. Let's just wipe them all out. Clinton Foundation, dynasty. And the list just goes on and on and on. Look at this long, long list. I'm not going to go through all these. There's actually 44 of them to date. And I think 3 happened this year. Well, they're somewhere in here. Yeah, they're not here. They're somewhere in here. But there are 3 of them. I think 3 happened this year, just recently. Hillary Clinton, the only way she can win is more people have to start spontaneously committing suicide and receiving bullet wounds while out jogging and riding their bikes. We highly recommend that the next person of the Trump team hires is a food taster. Hillary Clinton gave voice Wednesday to a question on the minds of many of her fiercest advocates in her race against the controversy-prone Donald Trump. Why isn't she way ahead? The Democratic nominee raised the issue here during an address via video conference to a gathering in Las Vegas of the Laborers International Union of North America. I wonder how many people were there. I'd love to see the audience. The former Secretary of State ticked off her union positions, including investing in infrastructure, raising the minimum wage, and supporting collective bargaining. Hillary Clinton rally in Orlando, Florida. Orlando, Florida speech. In this video, Hillary is trying very hard to not raise her voice so she doesn't trigger another coughing fit. Let's talk really quiet, because I can't hardly breathe. The voice raises for just a second at the 7-minute mark, and she immediately had to clear her throat. And interesting that the cameraman never shows a crowd shot. I guess the fact that her back row of supporters only goes 5 rows deep has something to do with that. Maybe she had 50 people this time.
She is a true friend and mentor, a true advocate, and she is a true leader. This is why it is my true honor to introduce to you today the next President of the United States, Hillary Clinton.
You know, it's interesting, and with all due respect, I know she's a young lady who is attractive but has disabilities. But it's interesting because it just kind of matches Hillary Clinton. Dysfunctionalism. Sad. It's very sad. Well, I see a couple people here, maybe 20. She's got her typical broad smile that just never ceases due to Parkinson's disease.
I want to thank all of you for being here today at the Frontline Outreach Youth and Family Center, which does so much good work in the community.
Well, let's take a look at the
Black,
7-minute
Latino,
mark.
Asian, all of us.
Here she
to turn
goes.
the tide, stop the violence, build the trust.
Here it comes. Yep, she cleared her throat. She's doing good today. She's having an off day from Parkinson's. Having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead? You might ask, Clinton said. Well, the choice for working families has never been clearer. I need your help to get Donald Trump's record out to everybody. Nobody should be fooled. See, she put it in a nice way, Donald Trump's record. In other words, we're not going to slander and say that we're mudslinging and make up lies like you've already have been. We're not going to say that. We're just going to say Donald Trump's record. Trump has sought to appeal to working class voters through promises of job creation and renegotiation of trade deals, among other things. But Clinton noted some of Trump's anti-union positions and accused the real estate magnate of building his wealth by stiffing small businesses and contractors. Let's see. It's Obama that has a 35% corporate and business tax on everybody in the United States. But Trump wants to bring it 20% down, 20%, all the way down to 15%. Let's see. That kind of make right there here Trump's anti-union position and accused real estate magnate of building his wealth by stiffing small businesses and contractors. See, it kind of makes Hillary a liar as usual. Just by that one deal. 20% less, from 35% down to 15%. And Obama and Hillary want to do the exact same thing. Even though Hillary used to be an arch enemy of Obama 8 years ago, when she looked good and lost the presidential nominee for Democrat. If you do know somebody who might be voting for Trump, stage an intervention, Clinton pleaded with her remote audience. Try to talk some sense into them. Lay out the facts. The facts are on our side about what I've done versus what he's done. Remember, friends don't let friends vote for Trump. Yeah, I sure am glad I'm not Christopher Walker. I forgot his name, not Christopher Walker, but Christopher Stevenson, I believe, and the other 3 Benghazis who died because she just let them get murdered by Islam. She wouldn't call in any forces. Nah. So what about this renegotiation of Trump? From the Washington Compost, the effect of Trump's trade policies, trade wars with China, Mexico that could cost U.S. 4 million jobs, report says. Let's see. If Donald Trump is trying to stop jobs from going out of the country, how is it that Donald Trump is going to cost America jobs by lowering taxes, by corporate taxes for 20% and putting on tariffs for bringing the cars back in the United States, such as Ford transferring or building a new small car plant in Mexico, and he's going to slap a tariff on them after they think they're going to save money by using cheap labor in Mexico. Isn't that nice to, wonder how your Ford is being built now when it's being used by cheap labor in Mexico instead of instead of decent labor here in the U.S. Once Donald Trump becomes president, and if he actually does the things that he says he's going to do, all the wages are going to go up just like he says. That's right. A lot more jobs are going to come around and wages are going to go up. That's right. But the Washington Compost looks like they're trying to slam, and because it's all paid off by George Soros and the Clinton Foundation for this. Says Donald Trump's trade policies could shock the U.S. economy back into a recession. Isn't that funny? We're on the brink of a disaster. In fact, it's supposed to be about 6 days from now that the U.S. economy, the dollar, is supposed to. Many people have been talking about it. It's supposed to crash by the end of this month, somewhere around the 27th to the 30th of September. And we're supposed to go into a new Amero dollar, or whatever they're going to do. Whatever the global elites have planned, whatever Obama is trying to do, But, to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to happen. But anyway, that will be all for this report. Don't listen to the Washington Compost. Mark Dice is correct when he nicknamed the Washington Post Washington Compost. It definitely is a pile of compost. Don't listen to that garbage. That's pure propaganda. Thank you for listening. God bless.